Hey, welcome to the Heart of David. Thanks for watching today. Hope everyone is doing well. Just some miscellaneous things I wanted to talk about today. Happy Sabbath day. Whenever I say that, it's in maybe 6 or 7 hours, but happy Sabbath day. What did I want to start out with first? There's just a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about today. And the first thing I wanted to say today is a prayer. I want anyone who sees this to please pray for this person, for Ryan, a faithful viewer. I don't know exactly what troubles you are going through, but nonetheless, let's say a prayer for Ryan. Just call it an anything prayer, I guess, right? Because whatever it is, right? I guess I'll just pray here right now. So, Ryan, I pray that, Lord, I pray that whatever the causes of Ryan's troubles are, that you can see him through whatever it is. We all go through hard times. Each and every one of us goes through hard times. Some of us are doing good at sometimes. Some of us are being chastened by the Lord. Or just like Job, going through things that are seemingly maybe not, seems to us not to be deserved, but please have mercy on us. Please have mercy on Ryan. That's my prayer. And I'll just quickly say the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from every evil in our day. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forever. Amen. So, Ryan, I hope you're gonna... Heads up, man. Okay. As an adjunct to yesterday's video, the very last video, no, it wasn't the last video, it was the second last video, because I did a video editing the Blessed Hope. The one before that, where people are responding to each other from accusations and stuff like that. What I wanted to say was a lot of the when I talk about purity and I mentioned Hollywood, okay, I'm not saying there's not anything in particularly wrong with pointing out people in Hollywood, what they're doing, why it's wrong, apply a scripture to it. What I meant, I'll just be honest, when I see people and that's all they do, Hollywood stars, it just feels to me worldly. That's the word, worldly. But each to their own. I'm not saying they're not saved. That's not what I'm saying. And that was where I felt that I was kind of heading, like almost for myself. What do I do to get more hits and stuff like that? And so I had a lot of discussions with Yahuah, with Jesus, asking him, like, I would rather be saved, and I would rather your mercies upon me than being in the world, right? And I would never make my channel, I would never turn on the ads. I just never would. And and if I ever do or did ask for money, it would be for the poor. That's it. But that's just me. Yeah, give me a sec for this next one here. I call this my miracle. And, you know, I understand it's probably hard for people. This is my story of going through hell to get to a blessed place. I'm not going to tell the story. I'm just, you know my story. At least you know a lot of it. I was in a place once. So let's just say by the time I moved in this apartment, I was in hell, under medicated by at least half the amount of pain medication I have now. You know, with the only pain disorders that the only way they react is to something like an opiate, to an opiate. Underdosed, undermedicated, not recognized for the things I was going through. I was in absolute hell. And before I lived here in my folks' home, I was even worse. I was right near hospice care. My parents didn't know what to do with me. They thought that I was going to have to go to hospice care. I couldn't walk. In the last couple of years, I was like trapped in a bed. I've been, you know, couch bound, bed bound for nearly a decade, probably around 9 years. And I had a progression in 2 areas of my body. In my abdomen, my adhesions, I have a lot of adhesions from a surgery, and they were healing, and they were pulling really tight and closing everything in my abdomen. So I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. I had the worst pain, and it was developing a new colic syndrome. And man, those adhesions are painful. And at the same time, I had a progression in my spine of spinal inflammation. One day I got and tried to step out of my bed, and you got to see the videos of adhesive arachnoiditis. It's a horrible disease. That's the one I say that's equal to terminal cancer pain. It is if you're not medicated correctly. Anyways, I wouldn't be able to walk. I couldn't walk down my own hallway. It was that bad. And I'd get up, and like my dad would come to my room, and I would have to stand up. And while I stood up, you know, I'd stand up against a wall, and he would give me a shot in my butt or my thigh. And man, was I ever wasted. Really, really wasted. Like, I was like 95 pounds because I wasn't eating. Because people weren't telling me what was wrong with me. And so it was hell on earth. So I came here, I moved in here, and slowly but surely, I started to read the Bible. I had read the Bible before I moved in here. I think I read the Bible, the New Testament, a couple times over. But I didn't truly understand it. But then I started to. Remember I told you I came across a narcissist. That really, just a lot of stuff. I got, you know, diagnosis and stuff like that. But here's what I want to say. I feel like it was a huge, don't know if I could call it chastening. Maybe it was. I've described why possibly I was in pain in the first place. But now is what matters. For some reason, I feel like something always bad comes around and happens to me. Like Moderna. You know, that lasted a long time. I was sick for a long time. But I realize that, and I'll be honest with you, with 12 different pain disorders, and my back was just out in 5 places. That was 13. There's not much room to have a lot of good time. I don't mean like good times like going out and smoking, drinking, not like that. Like to be lucid in my own body. doesn't seem to ask for much, right? I'm very active. I go for 2 walks a day. I mountain bike since last year, probably at least 5,000 kilometers. I use my bike quite a lot. Nearly every day anyways. That'd be the average, I would say. I'm making mountain biking videos, like going through trails and all that type of stuff. And I realize that where I was and where I am now, and I understand that life happens and tough times come. When the good times are here, make sure to be thankful for them. I always look at my life and I'm like, because of all the bad things that have happened, like I remember I hit my head on the doorknob, okay, cleaning my glass. Then I lifted that thing and my back went out. That was a long recovery. That was like 4 months. And just the other day, I have a metal door on my fridge / freezer, okay? I'm getting something on the ground, it's open, I get up, bam, hit it again. Right in that moment, I'm like, nothing happened though. It's those types of things. I look like there's like a timeline, right? Here I am now. Yeah, here I am now. If this is back and this is forward, something bad happened there. You just know that something a little along the line is going to happen. And you never know why. Why did it happen? The times that you do have good, celebrate it. And make sure to always thank Him. That's why Paul says to keep continually in prayer and always thank. I understand it's hard to do if you're just getting into scripture. I think the magic thing here, the magic answer to this is, are you saved or not? Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you have faith? Keep thanking Him. Keep asking for knowledge and wisdom through the Spirit, because the Spirit will give you knowledge and wisdom. Maybe not always what you want, but so to think that I was almost in hospice care, or going to a place like Switzerland to end my life, which Canada didn't have those programs yet. To think I was almost in hospice care, 95 pounds, wasn't eating, I wasn't even drinking. I was drinking about 100, 200 milliliters a day of water for a prolonged amount of time. To think I went from that to being on camera speaking to you and being more active than anyone I know. I don't exalt myself, I just know that. People that I know. I think that's a miracle. It is a miracle. You can look back at my story to part 1, 2, 3, and 4, like I say. You can go back and look for them to see that it is a miracle. It took a lot to get here, but alright, what else did I want to be thankful? Be thankful for what you have. And who knows, maybe He'll give you more. Maybe He won't, but still be thankful. The good thing is to be happy in the Lord, right? Is to be happy that there's another place that we can build our treasures up not for the sake of just building treasures up for ourselves, but we know in our mind, right? I had talked about this before. I made a video, but people just don't make videos like this. They don't. And I like to approach some of the dark topics because people think you're conceited, or they're going to think you're whatever. Who cares? The only one who justifies is Yahweh, right? The only one. That I said, what if you're attractive? What if you're intelligent? What if you're the type of person who can get a woman just like that, right? What if you're the type of woman who can just get a man just like that? Well, a woman can, but you know what I mean, right? I told you that, everything is a fading flower, right? You have to put it in your mind that these things are going to fade. So let's say you're attractive, okay? And I understand people call me attractive. They have my whole life. And I thought about that. I don't like saying this. How do I put myself in a place? I've never bragged about it. I've never talked about it, okay? That's just not me. But I know in my mind it wouldn't be nice to not be, to get older, to do all that, to be like that. What do I do? What does a person do in that situation? Because that isn't an honest thing. What if you're intelligent and something happens to you? What if you have like a brain injury? You got to be humble about this. You got to learn these things. And it's all about humility and being humble. And so I was just bringing that up because I brought that up in another video. Because I want to say this. Just give me a sec, though. No, I don't think I'm all that and all that type of stuff. I do certain tricks. Because of the life that I previously led, I was into alcohol and drugs and stuff like that, partying on the weekends, and there was, porn and getting into a lot of sexual activity. I'm sure a lot of you have too, and a lot of you came to Christ through these types of problems. I remember doing a video and someone mocked me for this because I said, when I go out, because of those problems that I previously had, if a woman looks at me, or I look at a woman, I see a woman, I trick myself immediately because I don't ever want to go down that road again. Not to say that you can't look and say, hey, she's pretty, but I trick myself and I say I will not look at them more than twice, because that saves me a lot of trouble. It's almost like the Billy Graham rule, if you've ever heard that, right? He said, I'll never be in a room, what was it, with another woman, just alone. Because of all the scandals that come out and stuff, people be blamed for that type of stuff. It's better to be safe, is what I'm saying. It's the same with pride. So let's find an example. Let's say I write a book and it starts going off the charts. Say I sell 5,000 copies within a week. Okay, that's pretty good. And a lot of people are saying stuff to me. All of a sudden you get in your mind like, and this, people don't want to talk about this, and this is what Paul Washer said. If you had a wire stuck to your brain and people saw what you were thinking, no matter how good you are, people would run from you. You would run. You would run before them. The best of a person. And whenever these thoughts enter your mind, like, oh, you know, like I'm a good writer, like I have a special talent, like I'm sure I'm better than that guy. Oh, that guy, you know, start putting down. What do? It goes for everything to be Christ-like in your mind. There's a battle going on in the mind. And to be more Christ-like is to win this battle in the mind. So for instance, being attractive, let's say I walk into an elevator and there's a mirror and I see my face. Okay? I'll turn away from that. And I'll divert my thoughts. Because when that day comes when I'm no longer like that, I can acclimatize to that. I'll just accept that. The same with people thinking, oh, they're all smart, or, you know, exaltation of self. You have delusions about yourself that, you know, any situation, I'm the best at this. I can do better than you, whatever it is. When you get those thoughts, when you get those invasive, circular, persistent thoughts, you're going to have to learn to divert that thought to something else. Let's say you're having a problem with, what is it called, rumination with like a narcissist, right? Or somebody else. That is a troublesome thing to go through. And I went through it. Everyone who dealt with someone like that and other situations go through that. Rumination can be very tough to break, but eventually it will break. And so when that bad thought comes into your mind, you're going to have to learn to think about something else immediately. You know what I do? I think of Christ. I automatically go to Christ. You know, something could anger me. Someone in my family might anger me or do something. And when that happens, I don't want to take revenge. I don't want to do anything about that. You know, unless it's proper that you do something. You have to divert your thought immediately to the Bible. Because if you think of Jesus Christ, don't you think that is, because if you try to trick yourself, let's say you start going into rumination, you're like, that person, you know, like, I can't believe they did whatever it is. Instead of keep going in that, think of Christ, think of how he died for us. And once you do that enough times, you'll know it's like a trick, right? It'll be automatic. You know, like just like your circadian rhythm type thing. And if it were any other thought than Christ, it wouldn't work so well, I don't think. Because the first thing you think is what would he do? He wouldn't want us to bathe in that and to worry about that. So that's how you break that. I just want to finish off with, I don't actually know the answer to this. I've just been looking. I'll be doing a Bible study soon anyways because of the Sabbath, but I have it on my screen. I don't know if it's correct, but why did, was it 2 cases? Why did the prophet Jonah go to Nineveh, to a Gentile nation? Isn't that strange? I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure I'll answer that. Actually, I looked very quick, and what it said was, I didn't read its entirety. to show, is it possible to show both mercy, but also, here was Israel, and they were being completely disobedient, right? For, I don't know, up to that time, let's just say 500 years, maybe 400 years, which is a long time to be disobedient. Hey, they were disobedient before that, right? Way before that. We're speaking from Exodus, and you can look at also Jacob's brothers too, right? But not Jacob, but Joseph's brothers, the 11 patriarchs. But what was I saying? I lost what I was saying. Yes, Nineveh. Give me a break, guys. Just give me a second here. He wanted to show that he was there from morning to night, sending prophets, giving them warnings, right? What does it say? I kept my arms out all day long for an unrepentant people, right? And so he sends Jonah to Nineveh, because Nineveh was going to be destroyed because they were really evil, and that's modern day Iraq. And well, that's where Abraham came from, that area, when he was called out to go to his own country, right? But to show a stiff-necked people that just one time, right? He just wanted to show them, hey, look, they did. That's how I see it. I don't know if that's the answer. It could be something else. And what did I want to finish off with? Some of these things I don't know the answers. I just try to generate conversation in the comment section. Why is the millennial kingdom 1,000 years? And why does he let out Satan in the end? I read some stuff and it didn't seem like it was correct. It was actually, I was reading it in that doctrine.org, something I didn't agree with. And I think you have to sign up to do a reply on it, and I may do that, but, excuse me. Think about it. Remember, it's not Peter who says it. I forget who it is. It may be Isaiah. But one of the prophets says that, and then Peter extends upon that and says, to the Lord, a day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years a day, right? So we know this, and whether that's perfectly true, I don't know. We always say that, but is that true? I guess we'll have to go by that. That the Lord, we're still on the 6th day right now, right? We're on the 6th day right now, if you understand what I mean. And we're about to approach the sabbatical millennium. So does that truly mean heaven? Or does heaven come after the 7th day, the 7,000 years, the millennium? So there's kind of the answer there, right? The New Jerusalem comes, I don't know, I'm thinking this in my mind. I'd have to look quickly. I forget. The New Jerusalem comes after. Yes, it comes after because of Book of Revelation. So we rest, basically. And I guess we have glorified bodies, right? And for 1,000 years, no disease, no crying. It seems there could be some trouble, but if there is trouble, it will get, the Lord rules with an iron, scepter type thing. So I think that answers what I'm going to say. Why is Satan still here? Because it's still not at heaven and judgment. Judgment doesn't come till the very end for them, right? I just think that's the answer, because it's only them that he throws them in the lake of fire. So that can be very difficult to learn, and I'm gonna have to read all over that stuff myself. But I'd have to look again, but I believe it's the New Jerusalem, the new heavens and the new earth. You know, New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, blah, blah, comes at the end of Revelation. Anyways, guys, that's what I had to say. Now I have to go look that up. Sometimes I catch myself on this. So anyways, guys, have a good Sabbath day, Sabbath rest. I don't know, try to rest the best you can. Whether you celebrate the Sabbath or not, I don't judge you. Yah bless every one of you.